Namaste. Hi there, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. My name is Sadhana. And today, I suppose not surprisingly, it seems like I'm always going deep and dark, but we're going to go deep and dark and light and every shade in between as well too. So I want to invite you to be open to the spread that I'm suggesting for today. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the energy of what's going on the planet right now, as well as the tradition of Diwali, which is part of the building of the spread for today. So, hi, everybody. Welcome. My name is Sadhana, for those of you that are new to my channel. I'm an intuitive reader and a healer, and I have been doing this work for some time, over 25 years or so, and just really like working with all of you and being together on our journeys. I've recently started a Facebook group, and I'm really feeling like the Facebook group is a really safe place to share and to post your spreads. So if you're going to do a spread along with me today, perhaps you can go into the Facebook group later and post your spread and just any impressions that you've had from the work that we're going to do today. So welcome. Welcome. It's really lovely to have you here. And I want to thank you. Thank you that, some of you have been around for a long time and been watching this channel grow and morph and joined as members. And I can't express enough how much I appreciate all of that. So thanks for being here. False Teeth Tarot, you were the first one in, probably half an hour before I even went live. So I hope you're coming back to join us. And Colleen, welcome. Thank you for all those beautiful chakra colored hearts. And Irene IS, hello. Nice to see you here. Dee, welcome back. Millie99 and Lydianne, hello. Yes, okay, good. You're here, False Teeth Tarot. False Teeth, Real Tarot, do I have your name written down? Did I do that last week? I'm just going to double check, because if you want me to know your name, I'm going to have to write it down, because sometimes these things, I do not believe. Oh, yes, I do. Melinda. There we go. Melinda. I'll do my best to remember. I will do my best. Okay. So welcome, Julia. Hello. Lovely to have you here. And Andy, welcome back. Some people are already in their second kick of the can with me today. I was on earlier doing card comparisons. Hi, Mary Beth. The card comparison series is now part of the members only, and it happens at 10 o'clock Pacific on Tuesdays. And the series is going to go on for a little bit longer, and there will always be something very special for members at 10 o'clock Pacific on Tuesday. Okay. Today, so in the description box below, hello, Anne, Tarology by Anne. I have, I copied and pasted. I went to several different websites looking for a succinct description of Diwali, Deepavali, if you want another way of saying it. And I pasted that below. I think in a nutshell, it covers pretty much what the celebration is about. Deepavali is a celebration of light that happens around the new moon that is happening in a couple of days. Now, in Vedic astrology, the new moon in Libra, so that the sun signs, the system is different than Western astrology. So when the sun and the moon are in Libra is the center point of the Diwali celebration. But for us, and if you use Western astrology, I shouldn't say us, we all use different systems. The moon and the sun will be in Scorpio on Thursday. And I've put down here on the table a few cards from Patrick Fogarty's deck, just to kind of keep in mind where we're at and what is going on. So presently the moon is in Libra. You probably want to see these cards bigger. So presently the moon is in Libra, and on, let's see, when is it switching? Tomorrow. So tomorrow at some point, depending on where you are, for me, it is 5:52 p.m. We'll switch into Scorpio. The moon is the energy. It is waning. So this is a time of regression. Regression is not really the best word. It's a time of introspection, a time of turning inward. We also, in the Northern Hemisphere, are in the season of autumn, which also is a time of letting things die, letting things return to the earth so that they can rest and regenerate for the next season. The sun in Western astrology, of course, is in Scorpio at this time, and it is in the sign of Libra in Vedic astrology. I really wanted to do my best to try to put this all together because I think there's some medicine here that we can learn from the deep dive into the fixed sign of Scorpio and the journey from the darkness to the light, as well as um, the profound beauty. And I like to use the word beauty with this celebration of Diwali because Diwali, it is, how can I say this? It is such a blessing of Shakti. And with the energy of Diwali, especially on the central day, which is on Thursday, we celebrate the spiritual abundance of Lakshmi. And unfortunately, the deity of Lakshmi has kind of morphed into a um, abundance of wealth, abundance of coins and money, and so forth. But I want to really tap into the potential of this celebration of light as one of, if we can find the spiritual light, then it will be reflected on the outside. So what is first and foremost important is the peace, the harmony, the continuing journey, the exploration of and seeking the light and trusting that the light lives inside all of us. Okay. I yesterday sat down in quiet contemplation, trying to put together a spread. And I've done this spread for myself. I did it about an hour ago after I signed off from the card comparisons. And it works. It's really, it was just perfect. And then the question is, well, what decks am I going to use to explore this energy? Okay. So decks are always an interesting question. Here we are in this transformational energy of Scorpio, which I see as one of really going deep into the ocean, which, by the way, is our archetype for tomorrow's chat, Wednesday night, in the Facebook group, linked below. And I see this is a time of moving from darkness to light. So it's all just really beautiful and harmonious and harmonic and everything, just the way it all kind of came together. So thank you, everybody, for just bearing with me as I kind of riff here, because this is big, this is beautiful. There is so much potential in all of you. And my intention is that the spread today will help you to reveal that. Okay, so I'm going to introduce the spread. Thank you so much for the super chat, Colleen. That's really beautiful, generous of you. Appreciate it. Jamie is here as well too. Hello and welcome. And Donna, lovely to have you here. Okay, so if you look down below, you can see if you want to write this down, or if, as we're going through, if somebody wants to type them into the chat. I'm using the majestic. Actually, I don't need to shuffle because I'm not doing a reading right now. I'm going to get right into readings for you. Just a habit, shuffle, cut, and so forth. The first card represents your physical situation, your physical body. And I want to look at the physical strength of the body. And we were talking about this in the last hour, about the importance of to prepare the physical body for enlightenment. So part of our journey, part of the spiritual path is one of strengthening our physical body, so that when the awakening happens, we can we're able to endure it, because awakening is not easy. And it does take a toll on the physical body. So the first card is about that. It's about your physical being. The second card, I'm going to have to look at. Oh, thank you very much, Donna, for putting that in there. The second card is, I called it Understanding the Darkness. So what is darkness? In yogic teachings, it is referred to as ignorance. And so a deer just strolled in front of us, which means there's probably a whole parade of deer just going by. So if anybody wants to comment on the energy medicine of the deer, please go ahead. This is about to understand why the darkness, and however it is presenting itself to you at this time, is present. So the second card is about that. The third card is about releasing or balancing the darkness. Okay, so there's an aspect of letting go. There's an acknowledgement of what is a little bit out of whack. The fourth card is the message from your inner light. So your inner light, the Jyoti, lives at the heart center. It is your soul. Okay, it is your soul. It is there. You can access it through meditation in the heart space. And so the fourth card is your message from there. And then I'm going to use the Illuminated Earth Oracle for the fifth card. And then the fifth card is, I called it Walking in the Light. So this is just about being in the light and how you can be there. Okay. So that's our spread for today. And by no means, if you have another question and you want something urgent is arising, I'm happy to answer other questions. And if you would like to work with this spread, you let me know. Okay. And I am going to try to organize my schedule so that on Thursday I can come back on and do Lakshmi centered focused readings for Diwali on Thursday. So you can look out for that as well too. Thank you for all that you're posting. Thanks for your help with the deer medicine. Oh, I like that too. Be gentle with self. Gentleness, innocence. Oh, Andrew, hello, welcome. Beautiful. It is the Mother of Pentacles in the Wild Unknown Tarot. Yes. Okay. All right. So who is ready for a reading? Who is ready for a reading? I don't believe anybody said, pick me, pick me. I see Jamie said, I like this spread. Jamie, would you like to go first? I'm happy to do a reading for you. Ooh, I'm getting lots of tingles in my crown. My head is just going. Okay. Okay, there's Colleen's question. I know Colleen. So Jamie, and okay, good. We got lots of pick-me's. And Lydia says, only listening tonight. All right. Well, I'm going to go to the super chat, which was Colleen first, and then we'll carry on. So let's go here. I was transferred to the preschool due to drama at school. How will this go? I'm also continuing with Akashic Records, mediumship, and tarot. Okay. I'm just thinking which deck I want to use for you, Colleen, and the spread isn't really applicable, so I want to pull 3 cards for you. Okay, you were transferred to the preschool. Okay, so let's look at the energy around the preschool for Colleen. How will this go? All right, I know what deck I want to use. It should be right here. Okay. So let's hold some light around Colleen through this transition. You are also continuing with Akashic Records, mediumship, and tarot. Okay. But your question is, how will the shift to preschool go? Okay. Colleen, I'm still in the space of, well, I'm not sure if this must be you. In the shift, I was talking about Jamie and the tingles up here. For you, I've gone into the heart. It feels like this will be heart medicine for you. Interestingly, I reached over for the Playful Tarot, which has hearts all over the backs of the cards. Okay. So these 3 cards are for Colleen in her transition to preschool. I have a feeling that this is going to help you to lessen your burden. And I know that being with youngsters can be exhausting and it can be really, but when I saw this card, all I can think about is a teeter-totter and the playfulness of a teeter-totter. And so I feel like, yeah, it's going to be a little bit challenging, but it's also going to be so good for you. It's going to be so good for that little girl in you that needs to let go. Okay. Whoa, interesting card, Colleen. I'm wondering what this, and look at how they're sitting at a table. It almost looks like they're sitting at a desk. It's like you are leaving this to move to this. Are you leaving structure to move to, I was going to say discombobulation. That's not the most positive word, but you're leaving structure to move to, yeah, for some reason, Spirit is wanting to shake you up. Look at this card. Does this not look like children on the playground fighting? And actually, you know what I see is this child is trying to help this child and take them away to a different situation. Perhaps this week, this might be a really good deck for you to work with a daily draw. It feels like exactly the place that you are supposed to be. And then look at Donna's comment. Oh, my heart chakra just went crazy with the idea of symbolism of the deer, the innocence of young children, all helping to open your heart wide for your tarot and mediumship work. And I'm going to tell you a story, Colleen. This might really help. After I had my first child, so I was teaching high school. I was teaching I had classes in grade 8 through grade 12. And I was a fairly young teacher in my 20s, right? Young teacher and super organized, quite disciplined. And then I got pregnant, had a child, and all of a sudden, everything shifted. And I began to see each student as somebody's child as opposed to my student. It was like my perception of these beautiful souls just shifted. And so, like Donna so beautifully expressed in her comment, moving into preschool it's going to be a heart opening for you, an awakening of the heart, and oh my goodness, awakening of the playful heart. The lightness of being is another word that's coming through. The lightness of being. Okay. So no worries. No worries at all. This is exactly where you are supposed to be at this time. All right. Jen, did I say hello? I think I did. Welcome. Thanks for being here. Okay. All right. So I am going to do the spread for Andy. And if you missed the beginning where I described the spread, I'll do my best to go through and explain each of the positions as we go through. And also Donna typed it in caps above as well too in the comments. Okay. All right, so this is for Andy the Wildflower. And we're going to focus on the energy of Diwali, moving from the darkness to the light, celebrating light, understanding darkness. And so, Andy, take a big breath in and out as we it's like I can see us all standing around you, holding hands, supporting you, like a big circle of tarot friends. All right, the first card speaks to the physical body, advice of well-being, nurturing. Wow. And I'm using the Majestic Earth Tarot for the first 4 cards. So quietness, Andy. Daily Sukham Stiram Asanam is not the expression I'm looking for. I'm the stilling of the mind on a daily basis. There seems to be a connection with the wellness of the physical body with the peace of mind. And so I want to really encourage you to allow that time. And whether that is 5 minutes or 20 minutes a day, this feels really, really important. Really important. Okay. So the second card is about understanding the darkness, understanding what it is that you are moving through. Okay, so we have the card of karma here. The most difficult lessons that are being presented at this time are clearing a path. They're clearing a path for you to move through, I want to say, patterns that have been hanging around for lifetimes. And so know that these challenges, especially the one that feels the heaviest, the most onerous, is a big one that you've been working on for a long time. And the reason that it is causing so much pain is because it's like I just feel like the unearthing of this. And so to the importance of this card here, for me, this is when these really challenging things come to the surface. I need to lie down, literally lie down, and to feel it so it can move through my body. The third card is one of release. It's one of release. Wow, this is beautiful. So this is the Two of Trees. It's the Two of Wands. There's a beautiful sunrise in the distance. And there is so much opportunity. And remember the other day we were talking about the directions with Clara? And I wonder if this is the position of release. And so, and do you remember all the challenges that came up in California? So we were in a class, and Andy had a reading about moving in a certain direction. And if this is release, perhaps going west is exactly where you need to go. But there's also a sense here of how can I? Okay, there's such beauty and peace in this card, and there's stillness in this card, much like the stillness in this card, except here we're in the darkness and here we're in the light. And so what I'm feeling here is to release the need to hurry. That it's okay to pause. There's a sense of that as well too. The fourth card is a message from your inner light. Wow, this is movement, messages, imminent, and haste. So this is contradicting what I just said. This is the Eight of Trees. So when I look at these two cards together, this card makes me say it's time it's time. What you're releasing is waiting. You're releasing waiting. And this card would suggest it's time to get going. Okay, so the fifth card is about walking. I called it walking in the light. It's about being. How about being in this world, presenting yourself. When I did this reading for myself, I got a really challenging card here. So we'll just see what comes up for you, Andy. This is the destruction card. You know, when I was typing the description below, I used the word annihilation. And in the third position, what I was feeling was that there was a need to be a little bit stronger in releasing the darkness. But I didn't want to type the word annihilation into the spread because it felt too strong. But these three cards together show me that you are so ready to obliterate the darkness and to really step into the light and trust that stepping into the light is exactly where you need to be. This feels important though, and that is that the shift that you are undergoing is one that will require a daily rest, a daily meditation, a daily restoration. Kind of beautiful, Andy. Yeah. Jamie, yeah, isn't this just, it's just such a stunning, stunning deck. Patricia, of course, you can ask a question and go ahead and put that into the chat. Okay. So now we're going to go to Jamie, who I mentioned earlier, and we're going to do a spread for Jamie. Alrighty. Just going to move these cards out of the way. Just so you know, anybody that's coming on now, that's probably, I probably won't get to anybody past the 30-minute mark. I do have to leave at the hour today. All right, so let's hold some light, love, support around Jamie, Wandering Mountain Bardic Path. I would like to comment on what Donna said. Darkness is energy, and energy cannot be destroyed, only transmuted. And that part of the lesson is to understand that the darkness is part of our strength. And when we are, what I see that we're doing in annihilating the darkness is that we're not allowing it to be inertia. We want it to move. We want it to stir. We want it to be part of our greatness. And it can't be part of our greatness if it is paralyzing us. Thank you, Jamie. All right. So this is for Jamie, Wandering Mountain Bardic Path, focusing on physical well-being, messages perhaps of the body. Well, we're starting big, Jamie. Okay. Big pause. This reminds me of stepping into, you might have heard this story before, stepping into a major Reiki training, master Reiki training. And the summer, as I was preparing for that course, I said, okay, Spirit, bring it on. And Spirit quite literally sent me to my knees, and I collapsed and fell over. But you know, Jamie, this feels like a major physical body reset. And if your body seems to be quite at peace and doing well right now, then perhaps this is an invitation for you to shake things up by, remember that the tower is also Mars, right? It's a very active energy. So you want to be stirring the body, energizing the body, physically challenging the body within your range of, within your range. So this is a really interesting card to show up here. Okay. Just pausing here. Oh, I would love to be talking to you in person about this. Okay. The next one is to understand. And so what I was saying earlier was that the word for darkness, another translation when we go into the teachings of yoga, is ignorance. So that which we're not seeing clearly. And understanding the darkness. So this is such a good word, the indomitable. Um, I feel that this card is here. And look at these two cards side by side. The first card is there to knock you down, while the second card is there to show you your resilience, to show you your strength. And the depth of that, the depths that this, the proportion of the depth that this takes you to is directly related to the proportion that this will take you to great heights. Jamie, these are fantastic cards. I see this as um, this is like go big, dear one. Do not be afraid because you have this, and this is a, and isn't this interesting too? Because you wouldn't think in the fall that spirit would be guiding you in this direction. And this perhaps is shaking you out of some inertia so that you can rise higher than you even know that you can rise. Okay, so the third card. I had this card in my reading too. This is the release card. Look how tall and mighty that tree is. But it's also right now is covered in snow and it's frozen. So here we see the inertia again. So this is what you are to release. There's so many different ways I can read this. So this is the 9 of Wands, right? The 9 of Fire. And here the fire is frozen. The fire is paused. Right? So this is a what is this? Yet it is so strong. There's so much strength in these cards, Jamie. I feel as if the general message is one of rise. It's time to rise. Good. I'm glad you know what this is. Okay, so the fourth one is the message from your inner light. This is six of stone. Kindness. One of the key words that's on the card is kindness. Kindness and giving. Your heart, in your heart. There is so much. There's an abundance of generosity. Wow. All right, walking in the light. That's kind of apropos, isn't it? This is the transient card. So this is about not being fixed. It's about being in the flow and being okay with being at the new moon, being okay with being at the full moon. This is a card of transmission that beautifully speaks to the Tower card. And look at the contrast between that which is being stirred up and that which is calm here. And so wherever you are at in any given day, on any given day, any given part of any given day, to really embrace that moment for exactly what it is. Beautiful. Okay. Thank you, Jamie. Thanks for letting me read for you and for your contribution too. I have not read that book. But yeah, I would love to look that up. Okay. All right, let's go to Millie. And I want to say thank you for the super chat, Millie. And I also saw there was a highlighted comment from Jen. Okay. All right, so let's stand in love and light and circling our energy around Millie. I need a drink of water. Millie, I feel pressure on my chest. I don't know if it is suppression or pressure. All right. So this is the message of the of well-being, the message of the physical body. We have a repeating card here, a card of strength. This feels like a warrior pose to me. You know, this feels like prioritizing your strength, prioritizing it feels so strong. It feels like a superhero. So I want to say that the message of physical well-being is to do what empowers you. To do what empowers you. And that is going to, that's going to be different for every single body. And we all feel strength through, different things. But this is this also shows me how strong you really are. The second card is one of understanding darkness. So this is the steward of trees. This is quite profound, hey, this card. What I feel here is that you may feel small. Here's my chopstick. You may feel little for some reason. And your darkness may be about feeling small, feeling less than. But the truth is that you have the power, you have this light, this flame inside you that can grow to unimaginable heights. And there's something about the humility of this pose here. And I feel the respect, the respect for the majesty of the element. And so there's a relationship between these two cards. It's almost as if this figure is bowing down to the strength and the fire of the Emperor card. And while you may feel that the flame is this small now, the flame has the potential to be this large. Okay. The third card is about letting go or balancing. Another major card. And it's kind of interesting. So if we look at this as balancing this energy, so it's important as you are challenged with this element that you claim, I want to use the word claim, your inner high priestess so that you're both equally informed by your divine masculine and your divine feminine. We can't walk forth lopsided, So this is a perfect balance card to the first card that came up here. All these majors, Millie. The fourth card is the message from your inner light, and that is to confirm what I was saying about that you aren't little, you are big. You are big, you are loud, you are strong. You are big, you are strong, you are powerful, you are mighty, you are majestic. I absolutely love that steward of trees for you. It's so poignant. The fifth card, walking in the light. Think about how crystals are formed. And also contemplate how these, like I was thinking about the Grand Canyon and places like that, how long the endurance that is necessary, the length of time it takes to form something as majestic as this. I feel like there's a, what am I feeling? I'm feeling like if there are some major commitments that you could release so that you could give yourself the gift of being in this process, it would be amazing. I really want to encourage you to focus on yourself. This is just, it's a super powerful reading. So yeah, so take that and hopefully you can spend some time journaling over the next few days. Thank you very much, Millie. And then Andrew is sharing his reading here. Wow, Ace of Stones is an amazing card, Andrew, for the body. Ace of Stones, Four of Stones. Wow. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much for sharing that. Oh, I didn't see that. Melinda. Melinda was leaving. I'm just going to check her name just so it registers in my little brain. Yes, Melinda. Okay. Sorry, I just very slowly going through the chat here. I'm way, way, way behind. Just going to pause it as I scroll through. Okay. Where are we at? Hello to Patricia T. I didn't say hello to you. Sorry for all the silence here. And then Patricia T wants to ask a question. And then I'm just hoping to get down to. Okay. So what I'm going to do is answer Patricia T's short question. And then I'm going to do the spread for Jen. And that will be all I will have time for today. So if you are doing the spread for yourself, please post your pictures in the Facebook group, which is linked down below. Okay. Okay, so quick question for Patricia and then the spread for Jen. What do I need to know to travel home? What do I need to know to travel home to Argentina? Okay. What does Patricia need to know in order to travel home to Argentina? Okay, let's all send some light to Patricia as we explore this question. I am not doing the spread for this question. I'm going to pull 3 cards. I'm just wondering if this is the right deck. And this we use this one. What does Patricia need to know in order to move home? Sorry, home? To travel home to Argentina. What does Patricia need to know in order to travel home to Argentina? Well, one, I'm going to say that the ancestors are calling, that perhaps your intuition, your wanting to go home is bigger than you realize. And that perhaps there is some ancestral healing that can happen in the process. Hello, Janine and Audrey. Traveling to the family cemetery, the family grave, if that exists, or perhaps also with traveling back to the ancestral village that the family came from, if the family lives in a larger place now, a larger center. Wow. Look, look, Patricia, the ancestors calling, 6 of water. This is really beautiful. Another message is that perhaps there is a conversation with somebody who is actually living in this lifetime, that like a healing conversation that needs to happen, and that you will be guided by spirit to do that. And yes, very interesting question, Patricia. I mean, sorry, Janine. Janine, wait a second. I just want to make sure I have the sorry, it was Dee's question. How do the family feel about this? How does the family feel about you going home? Okay. I just feel that there's a bigger picture, there's a bigger reason for traveling home. And it couldn't be, I mean, tens in connection with, if you look at the tens as the, I see them as the healing, the completion, the fulfillment of something perhaps that has long been challenging for you. That 10 of trees feels, perhaps when you go home, like I was saying, like my intuition was saying, yes, you're going to go home, but the journey perhaps is a little bit further. Maybe this is going to take you to, like I said, an ancestral village or something. So listen to your intuition and go where you need to go. And let this be a journey of healing for you, knowing that um, you have the Dharma. Part of your path is to heal this ancestral lineage. Okay? Thank you. And let me know. Let us know when you come back if there are any revelations on your journey. Okay. So the final reading today is for Jen. And if I have, yeah, I'm really liking this spread, and I would love to come back and do more of these readings. It won't be today. I'll see if I can do a part 2 of this tomorrow. So this reading is for Jen. And let's all stand and hold light around Jen at this time. Millie, you're welcome. I just saw your comment. There seems to be quite a delay in the chat. Okay. Okay. Hey, Jen. Big breath. The first card for Jen speaks to her physical well-being in general. And I saw that Amanda's here. Where is Amanda? I saw Amanda. Welcome. Well, This is a beautiful card, Jen, to come up. This is the Six of Trees. I feel that, yeah, you are marching, quite literally marching on this path to finding a stronger version of yourself, and you are doing good and right things to help build your strength. But also I see this card as one of knowing that the continuity of this of the passion of this card is important. Okay, I've got another message on this card. So I want to look to the six of this card, the six of fire. So the six of fire, this is really, wouldn't normally go this way with this card, Jen. So that the six of fire, and I'm thinking that fire represents digestion, Mani Padme chakra. So we're looking for, six is harmony, six is beauty. We're looking for harmony of digestion. And so the priority is about that. The priority is about harmonizing the digestion. I have to go with what I'm downloading. Okay. Understanding the darkness. So this is the birds. Creature of clouds. This would equate to the Queen of Swords energy. There's a and notice too also that there is an abundance of birds there. And that feels important. It feels like what was one of the key words that struck to me? Tenacity, clever, perceptive, piercing. There's something about the group, the group that helps makes things clearer for you. And perhaps it's through the more of an analytical perspective that you understand the darkness. And so maybe this is also about resourcefulness as well too, and not being afraid to reach out in other directions. I'm drawn to the church in the background as well too. You can't not see that chapel in the background. And those birds are some distance from that chapel. So we have the Queen and the King of Clouds, the Spirit of Clouds. This is the release card. This is the release or the balance card. Okay, so here's how I want to deal with this, how I want to do this. Because this is an interesting, these two cards showing up together side by side is quite powerful. The spirit of the clouds, the spirit, like this is like oh, wow. Just a moment. Okay, so in the creature of clouds, we're very manifest. We're here on the earth. The spirit of clouds feels very unmanifest, right? It feels, you know what it feels like? It's like sitting in prayer and yelling at spirit or yelling at the um, being petulant. And I don't know why I'm picking up on that. You're talking about how this kind of blends into this. That is interesting. So the creature of clouds is going to deepen your understanding of your darkness, whereas the spirit of clouds, it's almost as if we understand and then we let go. We don't hold on and put too much weight to that. Mhm. And of course, Andrew's going to acupuncture because the fact that we're in the suit of air. The fourth card is the message from your inner light. Five of water. And I guess it's that age-old question, what is it that you're not letting go of? Your heart wants you to there's something. Yeah, okay, so the ongoing theme of the digestion creates this tension, right? It creates this tension. And this last card is one about taking that rock out of the dam so the water can flow. The water wants to flow. It wants to be released. And isn't that it's so interesting that Andrew asked about acupuncture, and I feel like that piercing, the piercing of acupuncture, right? It's going to let things flow. Your question was just so perceptive, and the timing of your question was so beautiful. Bye, Lydiane. So I think that the deeper understanding is that if you can let go of it, that which you are aware of, it's going to have very profound effects on your well-being, and perhaps you will feel more like the Six of Trees if you're able to let go of that. Okay, so the final card for Jen and the final card for the day, walking in the light, being in this world, being in this way, being okay with the release, being okay with letting go. Abundance. And this, Jen, is the potential of the energy for now. This is the energy of Diwali. And that is through our spiritual abundance. We acknowledge and see and realize abundance externally as well, too. Hmm. Beautiful. Okay. I want to encourage all of you who haven't had a reading today, or those of you that that have had a reading, to take some time and try this spread, and to do some journaling and contemplation about it. And if you would like to post your spread in the Facebook group, that would be amazing. And if you can comment on some insight into your spread as well too. I find it's if you just post your spread without commenting on an interpretation, it doesn't open up a conversation. So it's important when you post your picture just to at least make a sentence or to ask one question about it, and then people in the chat have a way of responding to it. So thank you all for being here today. I need to sign off. I'm doing some Reiki treatments this afternoon, and yeah, and I'll be back on tonight. Tonight I have a workshop with the Tarot Transformation Group. So tonight the Tarot Transformation graduates from 2021 are going to meet with some of the early birds from Tarot Transformation 2022. And if you were thinking about hopping on to Tarot Transformation 2022, there's a free workshop tonight, and you're going to get together with the group from this year as well too. So you'd have to do that pretty quick so I can send you the link for the workshop tonight. But yeah, so that's what's happening. And there's going to be at least 2 more extra classes for bringing together Tarot Transformation 2021 and 2022. This is a 22-week course that I'm teaching. It's on my website, which is linked below as well too. Okay. So lovely to have you all here today, and thank you so much for sharing this time with me. Namaste. Take good care of yourselves.